Valdez, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. And with me this afternoon, we have...
This is Ms. Sanchez, Executive Director for Elementary Education. We want to welcome everyone today, and we're so excited about this event. Thank you for joining us. We are broadcasting live from Bryan Elementary, home of the Bears. And we're excited to share some very special information with you, Ms. Valdez.
Today, boys and girls, we're going to be kicking off an event that's going to occur on Monday. It's Texas Reads One Book. And on Monday, we're all going to receive a book, and everyone's going to join in with Jason Garrett, the head coach from the Dallas Cowboys. That'll happen on Monday at 9 in the morning. And before we go on, I just want to say hello. We want to say hi to all the boys and girls at Alton Elementary, Bryan Elementary, Cantu Elementary, Castro, Cavazos, Escobar Rios, Leal, Marcel, Midkiff, Mims, O'Grady, Pearson, Salinas, and Waits. And we know, boys and girls, that you're going to enjoy the read aloud with Coach Jason Garrett. And you know, we have a special connection here in our city of Mission with Coach Tom Landry. He was born here in Mission. He was the head coach and very successful head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to turn it over now to Ms. Sanchez.
And of course, we also want to say hello to our students at Newcomers Elementary. Again, the activity that's happening Monday is this book right here. Everybody should have their copy. Today, what we're doing, we have a very, very special guest, and she will be coming and joining us in just a few minutes. But our guest played a very important role in the Cowboy organization, and she will be sharing some very special information for you in just a bit. And I know that we've been reminding everybody to wear their Cowboy jerseys on Monday. So if you have any of these at home, boys and girls, you can wear them on Monday. Our staff will also be wearing their jerseys on Monday to celebrate our event. Now, I'm not really sure if Ms. Valdez has maybe a little something more to add on Monday's activity besides our shirts. What else can we bring on Monday, Ms. Valdez? Mugs, caps, Cowboys caps, anything to get in the spirit, anything. So I know some of the activities that you've had, boys and girls, on campus is researching our coaches. As we stated earlier, it's Coach Garrett who will be presenting on Monday. He'll be doing the reading. But I know you've been also researching a very special person who is also from Mission. And who's that, Ms. Valdez? Coach Tom Landry. And so two very special people in the Dallas Cowboys organization. So I know that you've been doing comparing, contrasting activities. And now I have a very special person to introduce to you. He has a very special message for you. He is our very own head coach for Team Mission. This is Dr. Ricardo Lopez, our superintendent. Mr. Lopez, or Dr. Lopez, I should say.
Wow, thank you, Mrs. Sanchez. Thank you, Mrs. Valdez. Hi, boys and girls of Bryan. Hi, boys and girls of Mission CISD. I'm your superintendent, Dr. Lopez. I'm very excited to be here. One of the things that we want to make sure everybody understands is readers are leaders. And if you're going to lead, you got to read. And so Monday, we're going to see the leader of the Dallas Cowboys read to us. And what makes it extra special is that the original leader of the Dallas Cowboys for over 20 years was Tom Landry, a graduate from our schools. So if that legend can come from our schools, can you imagine all the future legends that are going to read on Monday with Jason Garrett that are going to come from our schools? Maybe we're going to have the next astronaut, or the next Dallas Cowboy head coach, or the person that cures cancer. But that greatness is in all Mission CISD students. You see, I'm your superintendent, and I love to read. My daughter comes to this school. I have two daughters, Lauren and Alyssa. Hi, babies. Daddy loves you. And so when I sat with Alyssa yesterday, and I said, Alyssa, what do you think I should share that I read? And she goes, oh, don't share the boring big books, Dad. Everybody's going to say, no, my gosh, nobody wants to read that. So she went on my library, and she goes, these are the two books I want you to share that I think people will like. The first one she wanted me to share with is the Drew Brees story. This is Coming Back Stronger. It's a great comeback novel about Drew Brees. He came from Texas schools. He won state championships, and he won a Super Bowl as a quarterback. And nothing was going his way ever. He even got traded. He got cut because of injuries. You know, he went through every single thing you can imagine, and now he's an MVP, and he's probably a future Hall of Fame candidate. And it was really neat to see him overcome obstacles. So the first book that I wanted to share that I read on my own without anybody having to tell me is the Drew Brees story. Okay, so maybe that's something that your dad or mom can look into, or you guys if you're interested in the football. But I'm going to share a little something about Mr. Lopez. Mr. Lopez loves Star Wars. I'm like a Star Wars geek. Okay, so one of my Star Wars books is right here. Yes, this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi story. This story starts right after right before the A New Hope, whenever we see the Luke Skywalker and everything else, and right after the Sith take over and he's in hiding. This is about what his days on Tatooine and what happened back then. And so I'm really excited about these types of readings. So I just wanted to share a few things with you. First of all, readers are leaders. I like to read, and it doesn't have to be all work related. It could be fun. It could be about movies. It could be about your interests. It could be about whatever you want, but always read. Then when you see Jason Garrett read to you, remember the original Dallas Cowboy person that went to 5 Super Bowls and won 2 was Tom Landry. And he grew up where you grew up. Then when you look at Jason Garrett reading, remember, he went to Princeton. He didn't just go to any old college. Jason Garrett went to an Ivy League school, one of the top schools in the whole world, Princeton. So he's a very smart man. He's brilliant. So when you see the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, be proud, because if he goes from Princeton, he's reading. And if he's reading, he's leading. So that's the challenge for you all, is to start saying, what is it that I like to read? There's so much cool stuff to read. Go out there and get books. Go out there and read, because you're going to start seeing that reading can be fun. So on Monday, I want to see pride. I want you to be wearing your Dallas Cowboy pride. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, and it's awesome just to be here, because one of the things I want you to remember, how many of you go to our football games? Okay? How many of you have brothers or sisters that play football out there too? Well, when you come to our stadium, we're the only stadium in the nation that has the Hall of Fame logo on the field. The only other stadium is Canton, Ohio. That's where the Hall of Fame actually is. And we have that Hall of Fame logo on our field because of Tom Landry. He's in the Hall of Fame. That's how awesome he is. And that logo is there. It's not just for us to remember Tom Landry. It's to remember that greatness comes from our community, and the next great person is you. But you can't be great if you don't pick up books and start stimulating your mind. Your mind is a muscle. And just like you have to do sit-ups and push-ups and run to keep your other muscles healthy, you have to keep your brain healthy with reading too. So my challenge to you is, after Dallas Cowboy Day, find a book that you will love to read. Because I'm going to tell you something. We love reading so much here in Mission that in May, we're going to give you something to help you read in the summer. And it's going to be fun reading. We want you to love reading as much as we do, as much as Jason Garrett does. So when you go home and you see your cousins across the Rio Grande Valley, you tell them, well, in Mission, we read to lead. We read with Jason Garrett, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and we had a special visitor that we're going to unveil in just a few minutes. So I'm really excited about what's coming today and what's coming Monday. But this special guest needs a big introduction because she's extra special. Extra special. See that? What do you think she was doing? She's a cheerleader. Do you know how hard it is to make it in cheerleading? You do know? I don't know. But I just saw a show on it. They had a whole show. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is not easy. And she did it. And she came from the valley. Oh my goodness. So is greatness in you? Is greatness in you? Yes. So I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Sanchez so she can introduce our special guest.
And welcome back, boys and girls. I don't know about you, Ms. Valdez, but I'm getting into the cheerleading spirit. How about you?
Yes, of course. I'm ready.
I'm ready. You know, I never did cheerleading. I know you did, right, Ms. Valdez? She's a real cheerleader. I only played one on TV, but this was the real thing right here. And we have a very special guest, as Mr. Lopez stated earlier. A lot of legends, great legends, have come out from our area. This person that I'm about to introduce right now, she's also a very special person, another graduate from our South Texas Valley area. This person has gone on to do great things throughout the world, okay? She was here in Texas doing great things, and then she traveled all over the world doing, performing and showcasing the team. So this person is a graduate of PSJA. She graduated in 1993. And she attended Kilgore College and was a member of the world's famous Kilgore Rangerettes. Then she completed her Bachelor of Arts degree in theater and dance at the University of Texas at Austin. In 1998, I think I gave it out right. Okay, she accomplished her childhood dream of becoming one of America's sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. She served from 1998 to 2001, where she held the position of captain of the squad her final year. And that, boys and girls, is very tough to attain, to be a captain, right, Ms. Valdez? It's a tough position to attain. So this tells us that this was a very disciplined person and good at what she was doing. She was a member of the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders elite show group, and she traveled all over the world representing the United States, Texas, and the world-famous Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. A native of Fort Texas, our guest enjoys giving back to her childhood community. She currently sits on the executive board for the Boys and Girls Club of FAR and on the board of the Hidalgo County Cotillion Club. She's a proud mother of a 9-year-old son, Aaron Justice. Let's please welcome, and boys and girls, let's give this person a very warm welcome with a big round of applause, Miss Nora Tagle Cano. Welcome, Miss Cano.
Thank you, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to be here with you guys. Hello, everyone out there. But these special people here with me are a part of the Millionaire Club of all the AR points and all the reading that you guys do, which is amazing. And I feel very special to be sitting here with you guys. But I've had a wonderful journey of dancing and schooling and everything. It's been so much fun, and I know that a lot of y'all have some questions for me. So who has the first question? So, okay. What school, high school, and college did you go to? Okay, so my high school, I went to PSJA North High School. The year that I graduated from high school, it was the first year that they split us up. So I used to be a part of the Bears, and my senior year, they separated our schools. So I am the very first graduating class of the PSJ North Raiders, and I was their very first captain in the drill team. So there's a lot of history there. We just had our 20-year reunion a few years, I think last year or 2 years ago, and it was so neat to be a part of that. After high school, I knew since I was a little girl that I wanted to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. That was my lifelong dream. But I knew that there was steps that I needed to do to take, to get there. I needed to get educated first. The school was very, very important to me. And I wanted to make sure I had my college degree first before I went and accomplished my dream. Just in case I didn't make it, which even though I knew in my head I was going to do it. So after high school, I went to Kilgore College. It's a junior college in Kilgore, and I wanted to be a part of the world famous Kilgore College Rangerettes. And the Rangerettes, which you have the picture for me. So these girls, thank you very much. These girls this is me, where am I? That's me right there. But they were the first drill team that was ever created in the whole wide world in the 1940s. And nothing has changed. Their tradition is exactly the same. Their uniform is exactly the same since the 1940s. The only thing that has changed is the length of the skirt. The skirt's a little shorter. But being a part of this drill team taught me discipline. real discipline, precision, just knowing that what I needed to do to get to the next level and to get to being a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. But it was a wonderful experience, got to travel, went to France, performed all over the place as part of this team. So after I was done with that, I got my associate's degree in arts, in fine arts. And from there, I went to Austin. I wanted to get my degree in theater and dance. So I went to UT Austin. I am a Longhorn. Went to Austin and I was there for two and a half years, and I was able to get my bachelor's degree in theater and dance, and danced the whole time. Again, trying to do the things that I thought were necessary to make myself marketable for when my time came to go be with the Cowboys. I wanted to prepare myself for all of that. So after Austin, it was time. It was time for me to get ready and go to Dallas. So I came home for a little bit after I graduated in December of '97, graduated from UT, and I came home. And I went to the Boys and Girls Club in FAR because I knew I was only going to be here for a little bit. I knew I was going to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. I just knew it. So came home and I taught dance at the Boys and Girls Club in FAR. I wanted to give back to my community and give back to kids that maybe their parents couldn't afford to take them to a dance class or something, and I wanted to offer that to them. So I went and I did that, and I was actually even a substitute teacher at Edinburgh High School for a couple of months until my time came to move to Dallas. Then I went and tried out for the Cowboys, and I'm sure that we can talk about forever, just the audition process, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But that's kind of my journey of how I ended up there. Someone else had a question.
Tell us about your journey as a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Okay, so once I got to Dallas and I made it, and God, I've never prayed so much because I've never wanted something so much in my life. So after a lot of prayer, a lot of practice, getting fit and doing everything I needed to do to get there. When the time finally came and I did make it, it was the best times of my life. I was there for 3 years. As my first year I was a part of the show group, and this is a traveling group within the group where you get to travel the world and go entertain the troops and be part of their dance group. Then my second year I was a co-captain, and then my third year I was a captain, one of the 4 captains that they have. In the football field, there's 4 different groups, and each group has a captain. And then we rotate. During the game, we all rotate around per quarter. So we go to the 4 different sides. But the journey was amazing. I mean, it's kind of, you join the Cowboys and you travel the world literally, from Bosnia, Albania, Macedonia, Korea, Japan, all over the place. It was a lot of fun. And it was great to be able to touch so many kids' lives in the process of it, and being to help kids along the way. Yes, someone else had a question.
What made you decide to audition for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders?
Okay, so since I was about, I would say 7, 8 years old, I knew that I wanted to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. I'm sure during the games on Sunday, you guys y'all watch the games, and the Cowboys are on, and everyone's barbecuing, and all the cousins are running around, and they're playing and doing all the stuff, right? I'm sure everyone does that. But for me and my cousins, the girl cousins, we loved to watch the game because all we wanted to do was see the girls in the background. So I had this jacket here, this Dallas Cowboys cheerleader jacket, way back in the day. And, we had some on. We would put them on, and we would pretend that we were the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. We'd wear our little jackets, and we had our little pom-poms, and the game would come on, and we would just, play. Your kids, you just play and dance and do your thing. And I never really paid attention to the game. I was too busy looking for the girls in the background and get all excited when I would see them. But since I was 7, 8 years old, I knew it was my dream, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I did everything I needed to do to prepare for that special day. Who's next?
Was the audition hard? And what did you have to do in the audition?
Yes, the audition was very scary. There were 1,000 girls that showed up my year in 1998. There were 1,000 girls, and of those 1,000, they ended up selecting 10 girls to be rookies. So it was like 1% that made it. It was very grueling. It was a 2-weekend process. The first weekend, you just kind of go and they turn the music on and you just dance to the music. You don't have anything choreographed or anything. You dance to top 40 music. The second weekend, they teach you a jazz routine and a kick routine, and you get judged on that. You have an interview that you have to go through, so you have to be very well spoken and be able to answer questions on current events. So that's why reading is very, very important. You need to be, whether it's the newspaper or, any readings everywhere, right? So be really knowing, like, okay, what's going on in the world, what issues are happening, because we were around a lot of military, we were around a lot of business owners, so they wanted to make sure that we were educated and that we knew what issues we're having. We would be able to sit and have a conversation with the president if we needed to. So there was a test, a very long test. It was like 10 pages long. And the test was on current events. It was on the history of the Cowboys, like how many coaches have the Cowboys had, who's in the Ring of Honor, who's in the Hall of Fame, questions like what division are the Cowboys in? Are they a part of the NFC East? Yes. Be able to identify all of the helmets of all the football teams. So they weren't just looking for a dancer. They wanted someone that was very well-rounded, that was smart also. So that's why I love that y'all are here and y'all are the millionaire readers. That's amazing, and that will open so many doors for you guys and get you very, very far in life. Who's next?
Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Mendoza, and I have one question for you. Do you remember your very first performance being a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader?
Yes, I do. I will never forget that performance. Actually, I have two really things that stand out to me. The very first one would be my very first practice once I had already made it. It was the practice at the dance studio. And those of you that are older will remember from probably the 80s and, well, up until 97, my year, 98. But they had the big, not these pom-poms, it was the big, big pom-poms. They were huge. So girls from the 70s had used these pom-poms. And I remember being at practice, and Judy, the choreographer, said, okay, ladies, y'all, go grab your poms. So, she had them all laid out for us. And going to go pick up those poms that the girls from the 1970s and 80s had used, that I looked up to and I remember seeing on TV, was so amazing for me. Like, just to grab them and be like, oh my gosh, these are the same poms that they used, and this is real. I have them now. Now I'm using them. So I'll never forget that day. And then the other one was my very first performance, being down the tunnel. This was the very first, this was at the Texas Stadium, the old stadium. And, going down the tunnel and you're waiting there to be announced, and just the feeling of, oh my gosh, I made it. I'm here. This is it. I'm about to come out onto the field, and my parents, I'm going to make them so proud because they were there waiting to see me perform. But that just, being a part of that, and the song that came out was, that we came out to was, If My Friends Could See Me Now. So it was just amazing. It was really neat. Okay, next question.
When you were Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, Jason Garrett was the quarterback. Did you meet him? Have you ever met any other Dallas Cowboy or NFL players?
Yes, Jason Garrett was a football player when I was a cheerleader, because I was there 1998 through 2001. And that was with Jason Garrett, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders, all, the big guys. and it was a lot of fun. We didn't. The big rule is no fraternization with the players and the cheerleaders. So we didn't talk to each other a whole bunch, but we did have parties. Jerry Jones would have a Christmas party for us every year, but we were a little segregated. The players are on one side, the cheerleaders are on the other side. But we were always a part of the same team. We just could not be a distraction to them. And when we would go, I went to Mexico City for the American Bowl, and also went to Tokyo, Japan, for Tokyo Bowl. And we traveled with the players. We did, we all, we traveled as a group. They had a charter plane for us and everything. So yeah, we worked together. Next question.
Hi, my name is Alan Vasquez. And what is the most memorable experience you've had as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader?
My most memorable would be being a part of the show group. And the show group is a group within the organization that you try out for. And they are, we're the traveling team. So they select 12 girls to go be a part of the USO tours. So we go and we entertain troops across the world. We bring a little piece of home to them because they're overseas and they haven't seen their families in years or months. And usually we would go for 4th of July and for Christmas. So every Christmas, I spent my Christmases in Korea. We'd go to Korea, and I have some pictures of all of that. Yeah. So I always say, we performed in front of, I should know this number, 60,000, 80,000 people at Texas Stadium. But performing for the military and going overseas, and if there was only maybe 1,000 military there, they were so much more fun to entertain, and be there for them. We'd have lunch with them and stuff. But here's a picture of, we'd get on the planes. I got to get on Chinooks and helicopters and aircraft carriers and stuff. So this is me with my little gear on me. You just perform. You get to meet a lot of people. There's just, and I'll have all of this for you guys to see, but being a part of the show group would be my most memorable, just for all the travel and being able to touch so many people's lives doing that, and bringing a touch of the USA, a touch of home to them. Next question.
Hi, my name is Omar Reyes. Do you like to read, and what is your favorite book?
I do like to read. I love to read motivational books because I like to continue to constantly be motivated to be successful at the things that I do. So there's a ton of motivational books, from The Secret to The Purpose-Driven Life, different books. But I also like to read to kids. I like to, there's usually different months that I'll go to a different elementary school and read to a lot of the kids at the library. But I'm going to have you bring me the book really quick. But I will say, and you guys are way advanced for this, and bring me the pictures too. So this is one of the books I like to read to kids. It's called Starring Katie Duck, and it's about a duck that wanted to perform in front of an audience so bad, and she practiced and practiced and practiced really hard for the big day for her to be on the stage. There's another book I like to read to kids, and it's Dream Big, Little Pig, Dream Big, and that's about a pig that wanted to be had these big dreams of being an ice skating. She wanted to be an ice skater. And she had dreams, and everyone put her down. And everyone said, no, you can't do it. No, you can't turn, or you can't skate, or you can't do that. But she didn't listen to them. She did not let them tell her that she could not do it. And she did everything she could to accomplish her dream. And she made it. She ended up, learning how to skate and learning how to do her turns and do all of that. So those two I like. I just love inspirational books to inspire others to go after their dream and accomplish their dreams, and do everything. Educate yourself and everything that you need to do so you can be successful in the things that you do want to do. Was that it? Oh, wait. Oh, and I wanted to show you my little boy. So this is me reading in his school. And here's my little boy. He is in 3rd grade, and he is 9 years old. But yeah, that's why I came back home. So after Dallas, went to Houston, and after he was born, I wanted to bring him back home so he could be raised and, you know, get to see his grandma and his cousins and be around family, because family is really important to us. And so we're home. We're back home now. So is that it? Any other questions?
Remember, everyone at Mission CISD, remember to bring your Dallas Cowboy attire on Monday. Now let's get ready to celebrate Texas Reads One Book.
Oh, I forgot to show you all this. Here, we're not recording, but this was made for me, and this is on how dreams do come true. And this is a little Rangerette and the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, which were the 2 things that I wanted to be a part of. So this is a sweet gift that was given to me many years, 20-some years ago.
Hello, my name is Kayla Rodriguez, and on behalf of Mission CISD, we would thank you for visiting our school and our district. Here is a token to show our appreciation.
Thank you. Here, let me stand up. Aww. Thank you. Here, let me have a hug. Thank you very much. I'm a hugger. Thank you. Thank you, sweetie. Ooh, cool. Nice. I could use this at work. Which I work at a TV station, and I sell commercials. So this year I'm excited because we have the Super Bowl. The CBS has the Super Bowl this year, so I get to sell Super Bowl commercials, which is going to be fun. It'll be nice. Well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Tagle. We really appreciate this visit. We learned a lot today, boys and girls, didn't we, about our cowboy cheerleaders? Wasn't all those things that she shared, weren't those things interesting? Yes. And those were very good questions, boys and girls. I was thinking, as you all were asking those questions, wow, you know, I wonder if we all work together here with this group with the millionaires to generate those questions, because she was able to answer through the questions you made all the things that I wanted to know about her experience as a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. So once again, Ms. Tagle, thank you, boys and girls, for helping out, and continue to read. And we want to thank a very special group that made all this happened. And here in Mission, this is Team Mission. There's a lot of great people that work together to make sure that all these initiatives take place. But I do want to say give a special thank you to our technology team. I want to thank Mr. Noe Peña's department and all his team. And of course, from our instructional technology, Ms. Lali Peña and her team as well. Thank you, Ms. Lali Peña and Mr. Noe Peña. Great job making sure that all this equipment, boys and girls, these people were responsible for making sure that from the camera to the TVs in every single classroom in the district, every single elementary campus, they made sure that every one of those sets was working so that all over 7,000 students here in Mission were able to view this presentation. So thank you, team. Again, thank you, Ms. Tagle. This was a great, great experience. Boys and girls, we have our next event taking place on Monday. We're really looking forward to it. And hopefully after all these events that we have in place, all of you will continue to be motivated to continue to read. Because remember, what do we say here in Mission, Ms. Valdez? Today's readers are tomorrow's leaders. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.